Week 5 fast approaching here in the Oceanic Challenger League Stage 3. My name is Blue Panda. Joining me is Cthulhu, and we have an interview here between Logiik from the Big Dogz and Presidnt from Fury Global. And coming into this week, gentlemen, look, we you know, Stage 1, Stage 2, it became quite clear early on who was going to take the stage, who's going to be the dominant team. Now in Stage 3, it's sort of a bit of a mashup. Obviously, Kraken still top of the table, but second to fourth is still anyone's guess. Do you reckon we could see any upset runs going through the remainder of the stage?
I don't know about upsets, but I think next week will probably be a big week, especially for us because we're taking on Kraken. So that'll probably determine first place for the end of the stage. And the way the rest of the ladder's looking, I wouldn't have a clue.
I think teams are going to switch positions, but I feel like the playoffs are just going to be what everyone expects. I mean, we'll see what happens. We still have our hardest 2 games to go. We have Fury and then we have Kraken. Which I would say are our hardest too. I feel like last week, you know, I feel like maybe I said a little bit too much, but I think ego overcame. But I think building that ego back up a little bit maybe before our Kraken game is what we need, and I think the board will change. No, I don't think it'll stay the same. I think we kind of know who's going to be in playoffs. I think it's just going to be the top 5 teams. It'll probably be Kraken, Forsaken, Fury, Big Dogz, and then Packwatch. I feel like we're going to be top 5.
All right, fair enough. Now, Prez,
Yep.
given how crucial some of the performances from Quiz and Tuhan were, especially in the last week, I just have a relatively simple question. What is the meal prep for that kind of explosive dude to keep the pump going? What's the meal prep? Yeah.
I know you'd probably have to ask them. I know Quiz wakes up 5 minutes before scrims, so maybe that has something to do with it. Tui's always getting Subway, so...
Okay.
So maybe that's the key to it. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get on the Subway for Tuesday.
Alright, now, look. Cthulhu tried to be nice coming into this interview with his question. Forget that. Forget that shit. I want to know, Logiik, after last week, how mad was Spectrum?
Oh, listen. I wouldn't say he was happy. You know, there were some interesting words and comments, and, you know, I think there was a bit of a language barrier there. There was some words that I couldn't really understand, but, you know, I don't think they were nice words. Google Translate probably wouldn't have wanted to translate them for me. They weren't great. But no, I feel like he was more disappointed than he was angry. You know, we went in without preparation. At the end of the day, there wasn't much we could do about that. But, you know, we went in without prep, and then Misha took it on the interview, along with the fact that we lost before overtime, was just building the bricks, I guess. And he wasn't angry. I think he was just upset with the performance. He knows as a team we can perform a lot better. He knows that, you know, we have the chance to be, you know, a team in relegations. We have a chance to be in OCL alongside Fury. There's a chance there for everybody, for every team that performs well, and he knows that we have the players to do it. He just, you know, the teamwork wasn't there, and yeah.
Fair enough. Now, gentlemen, in lieu of some of the recent changes that are coming around to TTS and whatnot, we've seen some very radical changes to some of the guns, some of the gadgets. In your opinion, what kind of should be the buff and what shouldn't be the buff / nerf?
I think nerfing the Ronies is a good idea. I mean, especially for OCL. I mean, everyone just runs around on Ronies. That thing's a laser beam.
That's what the devs had in mind, was specifically us in the Oceanic Challenger League.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think everyone that's been popping off in OCL, has just been on the Ronies. The one buff I want to see, though, is IQ with flashbangs. I feel like bringing in an IQ onto the attacking lineup will actually bring quite a lot in terms of utility, especially with her recent buff with the scanner. But at the moment with her utility, it doesn't really give you much flexibility in what you can do with her. Like, she's just there to find util. Claymore and Breach Shards don't really bring much to the table, so I think flashes could be a good little buff for IQ.
I think I agree with the Roni thing. I think it was a bit of an overkill of a buff, a nerf, sorry. I don't think they needed to get rid of the bullets as much as just get rid of an angled grip maybe on both guns. I feel like that would have done its job, done its purpose. I don't know what we could add to the game, to be honest. I can't really think of anything.
I think the Rainies, I probably agree with like the bullets. Like you probably didn't take bullets away, but I think recoil is definitely a big thing.
Yeah,
And,
I think the recoil.
even taking the 1.5 off of Mozzie might have been a good idea as well, and just having the standard one times.
Yeah.
I think Havoc
Good
wants to
behind
know where you both live right now. He's probably going to be a little bit upset.
Havoc's throwing heads. Havoc will be out here. Oh wait, yeah, Havoc just messaged me. He goes, oh, arsehole. Oh, sweet.
And all right, okay, final question. Coming into stage 3, you know, the entire year, in fact, for the Oceanic Challenge League, we have seen players step from the OCL into the OCN quite comfortably. I mean, you think of AFX, you think of Overt, you think of Kaken. Coming in, you know, having a look at the stage as it is and how it's been without, you know, taking into account promotions and the chance of that. If, you know, this was an isolated thing, who do you guys reckon would be the most likely player to promote or be poached into the OCN?
Tough one, really. I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if Tuya Quiz got poached. Other than that, no one really stands out to me in OCL. Maybe for some of the South teams, they might start looking at some of the younger OCN talent, especially Kaken. He had a good season with Ruffle. Other than that, I think most of the South teams will kind of keep their rosters, especially Chiefs. I mean, depending how they do today, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know really coach-wise what's going to really happen.
I think the only players are the same as Quiz said at the moment that's performing well. Quiz President. I think President, the same players President said, are the only ones that I can see performing consistently enough and well enough, and showing that they have real talent to go further. I think it's just Quiz and Tuhan. I think they're very strong players, so I would have to say those two are probably the most poachable out of OCL right now. Not saying that there's not any talent in there or upcoming talent or, you know, players that could progress further, but Quiz and Tuhan clearly show that they have the maturity and they, you know, they set a standard, I guess, as, you know, on their roles, they set a standard for OCL. So I think those are the most poachable.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for yet another interview, gentlemen. We look forward to seeing you take to that stage 19th of October for play day number 5 in stage 3. Best of luck. We'll see you then.
See you later, guys.
See ya.